Welcome. In today's fast-paced business landscape, data is undeniably the new currency. Yet, merely possessing data is not enough. Its true value lies in how effectively it is communicated and understood. This is where the power of data storytelling comes into play, especially when addressing the inherent uncertainties that accompany every analysis. Our discussion today will focus on mastering this critical skill. We will explore how to transform complex data into compelling narratives that resonate with decision makers, fostering clarity and confidence. Our ultimate goal is to empower you to make more robust and informed strategic choices, even in the face of ambiguity. Data storytelling is fundamentally the art of weaving data into a compelling narrative. It transforms raw numbers and statistics into a coherent, engaging story that captures attention and conveys meaning. This approach moves beyond simple reporting to create a memorable and impactful message. The primary purpose of data storytelling is to resonate deeply with an audience and drive specific, measurable action. It bridges the gap between analytical insights and practical application, ensuring that data doesn't just inform but also inspires. For executives, this means translating complex analyses into clear strategic imperatives. This skill is especially vital when communicating with decision makers. Executives operate under significant time constraints and require information that is both precise and actionable. A well-crafted data story cuts through the noise, delivering key insights directly and efficiently. Furthermore, data storytelling becomes essential when dealing with the inherent uncertainty in data analyses. No dataset is perfect, and acknowledging its limitations is crucial for credible communication. Ignoring uncertainty can lead to misplaced confidence and flawed strategies. The overarching goal of uncertainty communication is to provide a realistic and nuanced understanding of the data. It's about presenting the full picture, including potential variations and risks, rather than just a single, definitive point estimate. This transparency builds trust and fosters a more critical evaluation of information. Ultimately, this comprehensive approach enables informed and robust decisions. By understanding both the insights and their associated uncertainties, decision makers can weigh options more effectively, anticipate potential challenges, and formulate resilient strategies for the future. The core principle of effective data storytelling, particularly for executives, is that understanding your audience is paramount. Tailoring your message to their specific needs, priorities, and level of detail is crucial for impact. Generic presentations often fail to capture executive attention. Decision makers typically share common characteristics, limited time, and a high-level perspective. They need concise, strategic information that directly addresses business objectives, not exhaustive technical details. Their focus is on implications and actions. Therefore, your data story requirements must be concise, relevant, and focused on key insights. Every piece of information presented should contribute directly to the narrative and support the overarching message. Eliminate extraneous data that could dilute the core message. A key process in this endeavor is meticulous data selection. This involves identifying and presenting only the most impactful data points that directly support your narrative and address executive concerns. Resist the urge to include every available metric. Focus on what truly matters. Another critical process is effective visualization. Presenting data clearly through well-designed charts and graphs enhances comprehension and retention. Visualizations should simplify complexity, highlight trends, and make insights immediately apparent without requiring extensive interpretation. Finally, narrative framing is the process of structuring data within a compelling story arc. This involves more than just presenting facts. It's about creating a logical flow that guides the audience through the data to a clear conclusion. A strong narrative makes data memorable and persuasive. Effective narrative components typically highlight the problem being addressed, the analysis undertaken, the key findings derived, and most importantly, the implications for the business. This structure provides a complete and actionable context for decision makers. The reality of data is that it rarely tells a perfectly clear story. Datasets are often incomplete, collected under varying conditions, or subject to inherent variability. Expecting absolute certainty from data is often unrealistic and can lead to misinterpretations. Uncertainty is, therefore, a constant companion in data analysis. It's not a flaw to be hidden but a fundamental aspect of working with real-world information. Acknowledging and communicating this uncertainty is a hallmark of rigorous analysis. There are several common sources of uncertainty. Sampling limitations, for instance, mean that data collected from a subset of a population may not perfectly represent the whole. The smaller the sample, the greater the potential for sampling error. Measurement errors also contribute significantly to uncertainty. These can arise from faulty instruments, human error during data collection, or inconsistencies in data entry. Even highly precise measurements have a degree of inherent variability. Furthermore, there is often inherent variability in the data itself, reflecting the natural fluctuations and complexities of the systems being observed. Business outcomes, customer behavior, and market trends are rarely static or perfectly predictable. The consequences of ignoring uncertainty can be severe. It often leads to overconfident conclusions, where a single-point estimate is treated as an absolute truth. This false sense of precision can mask significant risks and opportunities. Ultimately, ignoring uncertainty can result in potentially disastrous decisions. Strategies based on overly optimistic or narrow interpretations of data are vulnerable to unexpected shifts, leading to financial losses, missed opportunities, or damaged reputation. Our first strategy for effectively communicating uncertainty is transparency. This means clearly stating the limitations of the data you are presenting. Be upfront about what the data can and cannot tell us, and acknowledge any gaps or imperfections. It also involves explicitly mentioning assumptions made during the analysis. Every model and forecast relies on certain assumptions, and articulating these helps decision makers understand the conditions under which the insights are valid. This fosters credibility and trust. Visualizations play a critical role in illustrating uncertainty in an intuitive way. They can transform abstract statistical concepts into easily digestible graphical representations. Effective visuals make uncertainty tangible and understandable. One powerful technique is to use error bars to show data variability. These graphical representations indicate the estimated variability or uncertainty in a reported measurement. They visually communicate the potential range of values around a central estimate. Another effective technique is to employ confidence intervals to indicate a range of probable values. Instead of a single number, a confidence interval provides a lower and upper bound within which the true value is likely to fall, with a specified level of confidence. This conveys a more realistic picture. Furthermore, utilize probability distributions for a full range of outcomes. These distributions illustrate the likelihood of different results occurring, providing a comprehensive view of potential scenarios. This moves beyond simple averages to show the entire spectrum of possibilities. Consider this example. Instead of stating sales will increase by 10%, which implies absolute certainty, frame it as we are 95% confident that sales will increase between 8 to 12%. This provides a more accurate and responsible projection, acknowledging the inherent variability. Our third strategy is contextualization. This involves explaining the potential impact of uncertainty on decision-making. Help executives understand how different levels of uncertainty might influence the viability or risk profile of various strategic options. It requires careful consideration of how the range of outcomes might affect chosen strategies. A wider range of potential outcomes might necessitate more flexible or hedged strategies, while a narrower range could support more aggressive approaches. This also means assessing potential risks and rewards across different scenarios. By mapping out how uncertainty could play out, decision makers can better prepare for various eventualities and optimize their strategies for resilience. The final strategy is framing, with the goal of making uncertainty understandable and actionable. This means presenting uncertainty not as a roadblock, but as a critical piece of information that enhances decision quality. It's about empowering, not paralyzing. This involves translating technical jargon into practical implications. Avoid overly statistical language. Instead, explain what the uncertainty means for the business in terms of potential upside, downside, and strategic flexibility. Make it relevant to their operational context. Integrating data storytelling with effective uncertainty communication empowers decision makers to make better choices. It equips them with a more complete and realistic understanding of the landscape, fostering confidence in their strategic direction. This holistic view is invaluable. This approach leads directly to more informed decisions. When executives understand both the core insights and the associated range of possibilities, they can weigh options with greater precision and foresight. They move beyond gut feelings to data-driven conviction. It also fosters more resilient choices. By anticipating potential variations and risks, strategies can be designed with built-in flexibility and contingency plans. This prepares the organization for a wider array of future scenarios, reducing vulnerability to unexpected events. Ultimately, this contributes to more successful outcomes. Decisions made with a clear understanding of data's nuances and limitations are inherently more robust and adaptable. This leads to better performance, reduced risk, and sustained competitive advantage. Furthermore, this integrated approach fosters trust between analysts and decision makers. When analysts are transparent about data limitations and uncertainties, it demonstrates integrity and a commitment to providing the most accurate picture possible. This builds a foundation of mutual respect. It also encourages a more critical assessment of information across the organization. By consistently presenting data with its inherent uncertainties, it trains decision makers to ask deeper questions and to look beyond superficial conclusions. This elevates the overall analytical maturity. This methodology allows for a more realistic evaluation of risks and opportunities. Instead of viewing risks as binary or opportunities as guaranteed, executives gain a nuanced perspective on probabilities and potential impacts. This enables more balanced strategic planning. Crucially, it provides the complete picture, not just favorable data. This avoids the pitfalls of confirmation bias and ensures that all relevant information, including potential challenges, is considered. A comprehensive view leads to more balanced and sustainable strategies. Finally, this approach guides decision makers towards a future informed by data and its limitations. It cultivates a culture where data is seen as a powerful, yet imperfect, tool for navigation. This prepares the organization to thrive in an increasingly complex and uncertain world. Thank you.